Tyler Comstock was shot 6 times by a police officer in Iowa after he got into his father's vehicle and drove away. The cop was chasing after him. And the reason why he got into his father's car is because he had asked his father to buy him cigarettes. His father said no, so he became, a little hysterical after that, got into his father's vehicle and drove away. His dad thought that he would teach him a lesson by calling cops and basically reporting his vehicle stolen, and that's what led to the chase. Now, the police officer that was chasing after him was Adam McPherson, and he was on the phone with a dispatcher as he was chasing Comstock. Now, we have a little bit of the tape for you guys. I want you guys to listen to it because there are 2 instances in which the dispatcher told the police officer to stop pursuing him because he actually drove onto a college campus, and now there were innocent bystanders there, and they were worried that they were going to either get shot or run over because of this chase. So take a listen to that.
If he's that reckless and come in the college area, why don't you back off? I'm coming down Grand about 13th. If I can get a location, I'll put stop 6 out. Past Rock Hall, wrong way. We know the suspect, so we can probably back it off.
But the officer did not back it off. In fact, he shot at Tyler 6 times, hitting him twice, which led to his death. Some are questioning whether or not he should have handled the situation that way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a family matter. The father probably shouldn't have gone. Obviously, the father shouldn't have called the cops, but at the time, I'm sure he thought he was doing the right thing.
So the reason why we're showing you guys that is because during the chase, there was one point where Tyler crashed into the police vehicle and then continued driving away.
And then you hear the shots.
Yeah.
We got shots fired. He's trying to ram us again. Shots fired.
Yeah, the shots were fired by you.
Yeah.
He was unarmed. And so, look, as we so often happens in these stories, should he have been driving on that campus? No, he was upset, right? And, should he have tried to get away from the cops, and as you saw in that video? Of course not, right? But this is now we've gotten to a point where we're afraid to call the cops for our own safety. I mean, there was a story of the African-American guy the cops come, he's been in a car accident, and then the cops shoot him, right? In this case, the dad calls, and this guy's white. There's no issue like that here in terms of race. And the cop's like, okay, you smashed into my car, which sucks, and I'd be pissed, and he should be pissed. But you don't shoot him unless you think that there's a mortal danger. There's not a
it's
mortal
more
danger.
It's more punitive than anything else.
Well, he said, look, on this one part of the story, I'll give the cops benefit of the doubt. I don't doubt that they thought maybe their car was going to get rammed again. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they did, and that puts them in obvious peril. I still do not, for the life of me, understand why you can't do other things. Why you can't, first of all, say freeze. I never heard that for a second. I didn't.
Yeah, what happened to freeze?
What happened to freeze? And I don't understand why you can't shoot the shit out of the tires.
They told him to turn the engine off. He refused to do so.
So
he was not complying with them. But at the same time, you're right. There are other ways of handling it. The dispatcher was right in this case, where he said, "Look, we have already identified who this person is.
Right.
Stop chasing him. We will find him later. If you continue to chase after him, there are innocent students standing around. One of them could get run over. One of them could get injured as a result of you pursuing him. So just calm down. You stop pursuing him, and we'll figure it out later." But he chose not to do that.
I'm going to guess the cop may have thought that if we let him go and he drives off, he's going to drive off like a maniac through the college campus. I don't know, man. It's a unthinkable tragedy that this father now has to carry with him, that he made the call to call the police officers.
So look, in one way you can look at it and say, it's a cop that's trigger happy there. I don't imagine there's a lot of people that don't think like, God, I wish he hadn't done that, right? And you feel broken up about it, and you might say it's an isolated incident. Another way of looking at it is we've covered, so many of these stories, and unfortunately we've gotten to a point where oftentimes people shoot first, cops shoot first, and they ask questions later, right? And so it's become part of a, unfortunately, far too accepted mentality. So that's an issue here in this case. And it's gotten to the point where, honestly, I'm now a little afraid of calling the cops.
Yeah, I mean, if you have some sort of situation, it can quickly escalate to the point where cops are called to the scene and you get shot. I mean, think about that. It started off with a simple dispute over cigarettes, and then all of a sudden, cops get involved, and this guy gets shot 6 times. Well, he gets shot at 6 times, but gets struck twice. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, he got 2 in the chest. He may have been shot other times. The 2 in the chest were the ones that killed him. I mean, it's just, you think you're helping your son or you're trying. It's the worst.
Look, you remember that time that my house got broken into, so of course we called the cops, and it worked out perfectly fine there. I mean, the guy broke into my house. It was a really scary situation. Cops came. They were great. They helped. They got him. Everything was fine. Nobody got hurt, right? And so I have a positive experience with the cops. But I said at the time, I'm really glad I didn't have a gun. First of all, it turns out the guy who broke into my house didn't have a gun. If I had a gun, maybe when he's in my house, maybe I shoot him, right? And then he's
Or
dead.
maybe he gets access to your gun and he shoots you.
Right, that's another possibility. Or maybe he does have a gun and then we're in a shootout with my kids upstairs, right? That's the worst possible scenario. And then the third or fourth possibility that goes really wrong is when I open the door to let the cops in, if I've got a gun,
Right.
they're not sure who the bad guy is, right? They just got called to the scene. There was like 3 or 4 of them advancing towards my house because the guy was at the time was in the side of my house.
Right. Some
if
Muslim
I open
guy
the door with a gun,
some Muslim guy wearing a really cool T-shirt opened the door. I didn't know what to do.
yeah, the guy with this T-shirt. I mean, it seems dangerous. So I'm telling you, man, like guns are definitely a bad idea. Having them around cops is a bad idea, but in this case, he didn't even have a gun.
I don't understand. I don't know whatever happened to shooting once. Also, I don't know. I don't get the rules. I don't know what the rules are. I know what I thought the rules were. I mean, that guy, we heard it right there. He just fired 6 quick shots. That was it. Bang, 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 bang. There was no effort to. One shot might have moved him, made him stop. But the one shot might have missed, and he might have stopped. One shot might have hit him in the chest and made him stop, but he wouldn't have died. But
I really wonder if the training's different.
I don't know.
Like in 1955,
we should get some. We can find out.
1955, 1975, I don't know. In a local town like this, in Iowa, did they tell you that if the guy doesn't turn off the engine, you shoot him 6 times? I don't feel like that's what, they would have done. I mean, look, there was a lot of horrible things going on in 1955, but...
why can't you shoot the tires? We got we know that they'll lay down, on chases, they'll lay down the track to blow out the tires. They don't just shoot the guy. That stops the car, right?
And don't get me wrong, I don't think that the local cops here, and look, the dispatcher said stop chasing him. I don't think they teach that if they don't turn off the engine, you shoot, right? But now we've covered a million stories where, they shoot at the slightest provocation, so obviously somebody's teaching them wrong,
Yeah,
right?
I don't know, and whatever. I mean, like I said, I'll take it that these cops, there are 2 of them there, that they felt threatened at that time, But anyway, whatever, it's horrible, and there'll obviously be some sort of investigation.
Yeah.